Hey YouTube, it's Fred here from HilliansBricks and I hope you're well. Recently you might have seen that I created a video on what I would do if I wanted to start Lego investing with only a small budget. So let's say $100 or £100. So if you haven't seen that video, I'm going to put a link on here so you actually can see that video. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about what I would do if I had a slightly larger budget. So maybe a medium budget, let's say somewhere between £500 or and £1,000 or $500 euros to €1,000 and see what sort of tactic I would do. So I'm I'm fairly new to Lego investing, but from what I've kind of gathered and from what I'm seeing, it's all about building the knowledge. I've been doing it for a year now, and I'm starting to get to the point where I'm starting to see that I can actually start selling some of the sets that I have been buying over the past year. But because you have different budgets, my aim personally is to try and generate the money as fast as possible. When you have smaller budgets, you don't want to buy a set and just sit on it and wait for 2-3 years, because then it's, yes, you're going to get a return on investment, but you're not doing anything, you're not learning anything. I think the key thing I found so far from investing in Lego is, like, if you're new to Lego, you want to learn, you want to understand what themes work, what doesn't work, you really want to engross yourself into it. So for me personally, Lego is a hobby, but I'm daily involved with Lego, so I look out for deals all the time, so I really start to understand how things are this. So that's why I suggest, if you're new to it, you want to get that knowledge built up, and you're only going to do that when you start to deal and trade quite a lot. So that's kind of like how I develop the strategy. When you have smaller budgets, you want to do flipping of deals and making sure you buy right and do the short-term thing. As you build your budgets, you will see you can do more into long-term investing and kind of setting some money aside that will eventually turn into some further investment in the future. So today's video, I'm going to talk about if we had a budget, let's say for simplicity's sake, £1,000. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor or anything. This is just purely what I would do. So don't come shoot me or anything if it goes wrong. But I'm kind of like, this is what I would do. So I would kind of break it down into 3 sections, right? So if you have a budget of like £1,000, so the one thing I would do is I would split it 40-40-20. So 40% of the time I would still go after the short-term strategy of looking to flip deals. You still would need to learn about Lego. You still want to understand what works well, and you kind of want to turn that money over and spot some really good deals, know where you have to buy your Lego. And that's what I would do. Still 40% of that money, my budget would go towards regularly looking for deals and trying to sell them on Facebook Marketplace and things like that, just to get the hang of selling and buying, and increasing your basically your pool of cash that you can play with, so to be able to reinvest that into further sets. So that's if you want to see how about flipping, you definitely want to check out the first video done, because when you have a small budget, all you want to do is grow your capital through flipping sets. It's not something I've done personally myself, but I think it's probably an easy way of kind of quickly building some capital to then do the next strategies. So I mentioned also then the next 40%. So the next 40%, I would look at it from a medium-term perspective. And what I mean by medium-term perspective is, you want to get that money at least back, well, not back, you want to make a profit on it within the next 12 months. So if we're looking at it from today's perspective, so I'm recording this video now, we're in June 2021. So, we've recently seen some rumored end of year lists that are out. So we want to see what is going to retire by the end of the year, right? So that's what you want to start looking at it from a medium term perspective. So to give you some examples, sets that I would be looking at that would do it quite well would be now in June, maybe some sets like the Gingerbread House. That is rumored to retire at the end of the year. And also, we're in what's it called now? We're in June, so Christmas is coming up. That set will likely sell out. Now you might find it available because people are not buying gingerbread houses, right? Because people buy that for Christmas decorations. But then there's going to be a shortage of them coming Christmas, so you might even be able to do a quick flip. But if not, it's going to retire. So the following Christmas, people are going to want to buy that. Similar, another example we can give you is maybe the Spring Lantern Festival. The theme, the Chinese New Year theme. A new one comes out every year, I think. And this one is also on the retirement list. It's only been out for 6 months now, so it's not that long left. And it also works out really well if you're a bricklink, so it's got part data value. It works really well. But apart from that, I think it's going to be a popular set going forward as well. So those are the sort of sets that you want to see, sets that are going to retire and they're going to be popular and going to appraise in value quite quickly. Now, if there was a modular building that was going to retire this year, that could be another one that you maybe want to look into. So, for example, last year in December, January, I bought a few of the Lego diners. So set number 10260, and that, for example, was £130 retail price. So I paid full price for that, but I knew it was retiring and my store had a few, so I think I got 3 in the end. But I already know that now I could possibly sell it for nearly 100% return on investment. So I'm going to sell it quite soon because I want to reinvest that money into other sets. So as you can see now, we're only June and I'm already reaching that 100% ROI margin that I'm looking for. So from that perspective, you don't necessarily have to wait that long. And I could again reinvest that money and to buy more sets and kind of keep the capital growing and being able to build your stock that in the future that you can. So you kind of want to create a snowball effect. But that's the medium term. But then you also have the 20%, the final 20%, where you maybe want to start taking some bets for the long term. So, and this basically means on some sets that you see or you really believe in, or some themes that you really think do well, but some safe themes like Star Wars generally do well, although that doesn't mean for every set, so you still have to do your research and understand what does well. But yes, and then you look for deals where you see sets that are like discounted 25 to 30% or higher, and then maybe you buy those and then just you stock them and you wait for a year or two, and then you'll see that the price has accumulated quite significantly, and then you sell it for a profit, and then you kind of recycle the whole process and kind of do it again. Or you just want to maybe buy some sets that you quite like and just build up a whole bunch of them. Maybe some of the smaller sets. Doesn't always have to be big sets, right? So you can maybe just buy up a bunch of the new Speed Champion sets that I've just launched, or some of the ones that are been around for a while and hopefully you expect them to retire at some point. Now, we never know how long some sets are going to be around for, and that's the challenge that we always face. But you want to make some educated guesses. Okay, we're always going to try and speculate, but you got to try and keep the speculation to a minimum. But for example, you just still want to stick to the themes that you're comfortable with, that you truly understand. I think that's the true piece of advice I want to give you, and that's why I would recommend, if you're new to Lego, don't just buy anything, right? That's why I want you to do the 40% of the short-term thing to really build that knowledge. And it's quite a low risk if you're buying the great deals. Now, sometimes you might say, well, where do I find great deals? Well, you're on the right channel, right? Because we always promote lots of deals. Definitely join our Discord server if you haven't, because we are posting tons of deals on a daily basis at the moment. So especially if you're in the UK, but also we've got people from across the world who often will be able to identify deals, and we're also tracking things in the US right now. But yeah, that's definitely the advice for today. So if you had a medium budget, I think you can kind of do all the 3 aspects of like short term, medium term, and then the longer term. Clearly, the focus is still going to be on the shorter to medium term because the budget that you're putting down for that is going to be the bigger chunk. But as you grow, you can kind of look more into the long term investing and putting more money aside. Now, bear in mind as well, you have the cost of storage that you need to take into consideration. So that's why you need to think about what setup have you got the storage and all those sort of things, right? So but yeah, that's it for today. I will be making another video at some point in the near future in terms of when you had a large budget and what would be the strategy that I would be taking if I had a larger budget. But yeah, that's definitely going to come within a week or so, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed to our channel either, and we'll see you again soon for another update. That's it for now. Bye.